Tonight, an incredible story of survival from the rubble in Moore, Oklahoma. When the tornado hit, R.J. Hansen was at work, but his dog Phoebe was at home. And R.J. feared the worst. The tornado destroyed his house, and there was no sign of Phoebe. But that's not where the story ends. With me now is R.J., his daughter Lindsay, and her boyfriend Jeremiah. And I'll come to you first, R.J. I want to put into context for viewers why it was so important that you found your dog Phoebe. Tell me the backstory to Phoebe and who Phoebe belonged to originally.
Phoebe was my older sister Theus's dog. She'd had her for a couple of years, and toward the end of 2011, Theus was diagnosed with cancer, and they tried to treat her for it, and finally her treatment didn't work. It was terminal, and she died at the end of March last year. And so my wife and I took Phoebe in, and she's just really become a part of our whole family. My dad and my brother and sisters. She's kind of a substitute for Theus now, so it was really important to all of us if we could find her, and we'd just about given up hope.
Well, I was going to say, you searched and you searched and you searched in every possible place. That the house was obviously devastated, and there was just no sign of Phoebe. And then the next day, Jeremiah, let me bring you back in. You went back, and I think a few of you went back, but you were the one that eventually found Phoebe. Tell me how that happened.
Well, me and my girlfriend had gotten let into the neighborhood by one of the FBI agents, I don't know his name, thank you, to tarp up some stuff. And when we got there, it just didn't feel right just tarping up and leaving. So we searched for about 3 hours, and I finally found her in the kitchen, basically underneath the fridge in a corner, scared.
And this rubble that we're looking at, I just want to say, RJ, we're looking at rubble on our screen now. That is the rubble of your home. That is where Phoebe was found. I mean, really miraculous. What was your reaction, RJ, when you realized that Phoebe had survived after you'd given up all hope?
I had gone to Norman yesterday morning while Lindsay and Jeremiah were out there, and on the way home it was raining real hard, and Lindsay called me, and I wondered what she could possibly want right now. And she was crying.
And I told him that I'd found Phoebe.
She said, "We found Phoebe. Jeremiah found Phoebe." And I asked where, and she said she was buried in the kitchen under all that rubble. And I just couldn't believe it, because I was afraid she was buried under there and she was dead. So it was the best moment any of us have had since Monday afternoon when this all happened. And as soon as I got home, I texted everyone in my family and told me, and everybody's it was just wonderful.
It sounds to me, RJ, that somebody was looking down on you and taking care of you.
I think that's a nice way to look at it.
I'm so happy for you
Definitely.
and for your family. It's a wonderful story of survival against all the odds. Phoebe sounds a pretty special dog to me. Let's take another look at Phoebe, who managed to come out of that rubble. There she is. Wonderful dog. RJ, I'm so pleased that everything ended up well for you. Thank you so much for joining me.